feel kind of bad about making this video, you know? It feels like I'm like taking the family dog out back to shoot it, you know? Colossal Order, the great usurpers of the SimCity series, has decided to release a sequel to their hit game, City Skylines, and people aren't too thrilled with it so far. The most glaring issue that people have with this game so far is piss poor optimization issues, and don't be mistaken, it's pretty bad. I mean, you know it's bad when day one the developers release an apology and a community guide on how to actually run the game. So it's an issue, to say the least. In my circumstance, I actually bought a new computer in anticipation of this game. So, you know, please subscribe. I'd like to recoup some of my losses on this game. That being said, as far as performance issues go, hasn't been too big of a deal on my end. It's a deal, but not too big of a deal. I mean, think about it this way. I'm still getting frame rate issues and lag spikes in my little slum towns I'm building. So I know for a fact, once I actually get to a Type 1 civilization and my citizens figure out what proper education is, there's going to be some big problems. What trips me out the most about this game is how resource heavy this thing is while it looks the way it does. And I get that all the citizens have their little jobs and they have their little cars and the places they live and dogs run around, but unless they also have, like, you know, complex thoughts and emotions, I don't get it. I don't get why this runs as hard as it does. The amount of weird graphical glitches and anomalies I've seen while playing this game is insane. Look at the water down there. You ever see water do something like that before? How about my road? Look at my road there. I think it's fading into the shadow realm. Oh, look at that. The helicopter is on its way to work. See that? Hey, look at that. Look at that. See the mountains? See how they're pulling one of these? Here, how about this one? Only people in this house complaining about taxes are an uneducated child and a dog. What does that mean? What do you make out of that? Yeah, I mean, all the weird graphical shenanigans aside, gameplay's pretty good. There's that. The gameplay's good. My only real big issues with it so far are the road snapping tools and the terrain not being very friendly for anything you want to build. And the problem with that is that dealing with that and battling the road tools is the game. That's what you're going to be doing in this. The entire game is just battling the road tools, trying to get your buildings to be flat, trying to get the roads to be nice and even and actually fit together and not look deformed is a huge issue in this game. The road building tools are way better than City Skylines 1, but it's just, they're so much more complicated, and actually trying to get them to make nice even city blocks is just a constant uphill battle. Now, what you can do is you could actually turn off snap to guidelines and snap to side of building and the road building tools, and if you do that, it makes it a lot easier. It's still not easy. There's still a lot of problems with this. My biggest gripe with this game as of right now isn't actually the performance issues like everyone else. It's honestly just building on uneven terrain is such a nightmare. It's such a godforsaken Herculean task. I hate it. I hate it because if you build on even slightly uneven terrain, if it goes up just a little tiny bit, and then your buildings start looking weird, the entrance to the building is like a cliff, it completely wreaks havoc on your city. And the problem is that every default map looks extremely hilly. There's no real good flat land in it. Barrier Island is the only flat map that looks realistic, because all the other ones look weird and cartoony as well. I've never seen something that looks like that before. Look at that map. It doesn't look real to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a cartographer. I don't know a lot about maps, but correct me if I'm wrong. That doesn't seem to line up right there, you know? Honestly, my favorite thing they added isn't a, gameplay mechanic or this or that or this. It's just a tilt shift lens. That's like my favorite thing they actually added in this game. I like being able to look down at my city, and feel like a giant looking down at everything, That's my favorite thing they added, is the tilt shift lens. And it's not even really a gameplay thing, it's just how it looks. Again, I'm getting way off topic, this might need script. Cut that. Honestly, it's City Skylines 2. It's a sequel. If you like 1, you're gonna like 2. It's the same game, it's a city builder, it's basically SimCity, but better. The biggest improvement over this game is just the graphics. Of course, it's hard to run, really hard to run, but I think a lot of people forget how much of a nightmare it was to actually get City Skylines 1 to look nice. City Skylines 1, you needed like 50 mods just to get the game to look nice. And then you need more just to be able to fix all the weird assets the developers had laying around. I always hated how in City Skylines 1, all the default assets look so stupid. I mean, you'd have a guy that comes out of his house and he'd get in his fucking clown car to go to work, and he lives in a house that looks like it's from Blue's Clues. It was so weird, some of the default assets they had, but now the game looks nice out of the box. Everything looks semi-realistic, and I like that. Hey guys, Editing Sean here. Just want to say, while I was getting footage of City Skylines 1, I realized for the first time just how freaking creepy the soundtrack of this game is. I want you to listen to this and keep in mind that this isn't supposed to be a horror game. I think the soundtrack's better in the second one. Just my thoughts. The thing about City Skylines 1 is it came out in like a half-finished state. I don't even think there was a day and night cycle up until the After Dark DLC, which is completely fucking crazy, but you gotta keep in mind, the game was made by like 6 guys. It makes sense that it wasn't ready. But on the other hand, they made like $1 Brazilian off that game. There's no reason we should still be getting the half-finished game treatment. There's no reason why we should still be getting the Bethesda treatment from Colossal Order, you know? Before City Skylines 2 got announced, I remember I would look at my Steam library and I would think, oh man, I really want to play City Skylines right now, but I don't want to download all the mods to make this game actually look nice. I would do anything to be able to play City Skylines without having to download all these mods. And just then, the monkey paw finger curls in, and my wish is granted. At horrible cost, they announced City Skylines 2, and a week before release, guess what? They tell the world that they're not gonna have the Steam Workshop in this game. You know, the Steam Workshop, the thing that everyone else uses, and it's got the, sorting feature there, and it's got the little, asset tabs where you click what you want, and little user collections to see collections made by users. No, we're not gonna have that. We're gonna have the Paradox Mod Manager, and it's gonna be great. We've been working hard on making this very fun and usable. I thought to myself, very cool, Colossal Order, very cool. Hey, I've got an idea. How about instead of reinventing the wheel, you guys actually focus on optimizing the game so that it's playable in the first place? I don't know, just an idea, I guess. And look, I know that Paradox Mod Manager does have its own advantages. I know that console users being able to have access to mods is really nice, but at the same time, it's not even ready yet. And that's the best way to put all this. The game just isn't ready. I mean, look at how it runs. Look at what it's doing right now. It's not in a playable state yet. It needs a little bit more time in the oven. Personally speaking, I would say that once they fix the optimization issues, once they add their stupid mod manager, once they make it so that the clouds don't look like I just won in solitaire, then I would say that this game is in a nice and ready playable state. But until then, just let them cook. Show's over, folks. That's it. I don't even think the mic is on right now.